through, wants to keep running. The side will put him down, but it only takes the Aegis, the Immortal. VP.
Naku, lakad mo
Like, come 40 minutes, they will be struggling a little bit.
All right, we got another Dry Ranger as well. So, I mean, this game is not the greatest way to actually get on top of Roost. Item is actually bottom lane. Yeah, there's the level 3 power spike like you were just mentioning. It's our first blood. Will be granted to Trezam.
Trezam making sure there's a cell, but on top as well, Vinci going down. And a courier. Action across the board. No, back to the Soaring. Yep, yeah, you got these offlaners starting with triple gauntlet, just getting a lot of damage, a lot of strength.
Is he gonna spin in? Yeah, he actually is. Okay.
He can
I think he's dead afterwards though. Unless Trezam holds him back with a stroke. Nicely played from the Grim Stroke. He's going to be pretty cautious, however. He's going to run in an angle where Usagi will find the spear connection, and Trezam will slowly be brought down with one smash of the shield.
He always has purple riding, and I don't know how.
Oh, my guy's special. He's also purple as well, so I feel like it just suits, and he might also get a kill too, as Usagi chased down deep under the tower, as now Hantan has got the level 6 available for the Omni Slash here for the control the map.
I mean, 100%. And as well as that, you have the Grim, right? So the Spirit Breaker, he's already strong, and the Shadow Blade, making sure he gets that charge, makes him a bit stronger. But instead, you just got that Inkswell going. This is scary.
I don't know. Tier 1, Tier 2. Bit of a pincer move. Even Beaver's going to charge up the X system, so they are heavily committing for the team fight. It's Roosman still not down just yet, as Usagi lands a spear, and now Dry Ranger's able to keep her alive, but they don't have any place to take this fight, as Beaver is unable to charge heroes down, exactly what a Death Prophet wants to be doing. Even Hanatan showing up as well before the Battle Fury is completed. He's so close to this next big power spike. He can always Blade Fury away, but lacking the TP capability. So now the side of Dire can continue chasing, but they're not going to run up the high ground just yet. So
saying that CZY is jumping in, and they are going.
You know, Ashes is locked onto Roosman, but Usagi, a defensive arena, positions the Dry Ranger to the northern side of the team fight, allowing the Trout just to consistently right-click from afar as the boat slams on the Spirit Breaker. Beaver's going to try and lock onto the backline, but now with a Soul Bind, it's going to force the Dry Ranger to stand her ground as the Omni Slash bouncing around. Gets a kill on the Disruptor along with the Dry Ranger. Vinci. We're going to start the fight of the Death Prophet. I don't know if Beaver's the target you want to go on. Poking the bear, or maybe Ashes is the bear right now, charging on 4. They got the Soul Bind on Roosman, but instantly cancelled. That's a heavy commitment for just the Disruptor, but it feels like Roche is the at least objective they'll get out of it. So a little bit.
Best way of getting on top of Roosman. They don't have that blink on the Death Prophet quite yet.
And he cancels Usagi's blink. See Shadow Demon swing as best as he can, but Usagi's going to blink in. BKB on B, but it's just going to push them further away, so the Roshan freely claimed from the Juggernaut. So got a little bit of damage left to do. Mars moving in full, but the banishment will give them that space. They need to pick up the Aegis, and they will. But the banishment laid in the front of the pit allows Roosman to siege from afar, but what's it going to provide them here? The fear. Is there space required? Hanatan trying to charge up. The Omni Slash hasn't found an angle just yet until now. Brings down to Mars, slashes onto the neutral cans, but he's still got some health to play with. Getting on top of Roosman thanks to the healing ward sustain. They brought down the first life, but the consequence is ever so dear, as M11 lose 3 for the price of 2. Well, they've got an extra backup in a couple of seconds, so if M11 go for this defense, going up against the full arsenal, and Hanatan, great reaction, spear off the mark, and now Beaver's going to look to reveal his blink, a defensive use of the Static Storm, but Beaver straight on the heads of the supports as they take down one, a second joining the grave, and now they can look back for the easy objective.
Roosman?
They caught out Roosman. Uh-oh, Ashes is found the setup. Beaver looking to connect. Roosman just trying to hold back whatever he can to thwart the attempt, but the Gust is all it can rely on.
Anton's just in top as well.
I mean, why not?
But
He's got the team that's easily able to dive. Ashes combines up with the Inkswell. No care in the world is the side of Summit Gaming looking to push them further into the grave. An ultra kill for Beaver. 24 minutes in. Give the man a rampage. That they will. Beaver monster killing streak, and look at them go. CZY is positioning. We're seeing how the banishment. There we go. Instant banishment. BKB still on cooldown for quite some time, so Death Prophet in a compromised position, but once the Inkswell with the Aghanim shot gets it out to safety, they're still going to glimpse back. Great use in the arena is minimizing any assistance. That's a dieback for Beaver, and now the rest of Summit. They're going to be cautious of how long they stick around, but Ashes, he wants some revenge. Will charge on Usagi, securing the kill, but now Hated. He's got a free avenue into the team fight. With a second point in the Bedlam, the damage is starting to stack up. Well aware that this is actually occurring, Beaver posturing right next to his observer ward. He's got some supports behind him. No, the charge actually cancels the spear animation. The blow up the disruptor, the look to Usagi next. And there was some sense of hope of taking a fight before the extra was available. And they're going to look to charge down a third target. It's a Dark Willow. Loses her life through the realm.
You chuck a Spirit Siphon on the Disruptor and on the Dark Willow. Oh my god.
Ashes. Look at that lineup of the charge. Passes through the Mars. Hits the Dark Willow. Arena, along with the second wall of the kinetic field, is going to hold them from getting the Dark Willow, but
doesn't look like he's gonna dodge it.
Okay.
M11 is trying. They do have the shard on Rusman, so that's quite a lot of damage.
They're gonna glimpse back the Jug. I don't know if you really want to do that now, because it just sets up for an Omni Slash onto multiple heroes as the damage is starting to rack up. Hated in some trouble. Is just looking to provide as much space away from Jar Ranger so he can get back to the safety of the fountain. Gonna have to play off the back of the buybacks inside their bases, Beaver. Getting brought pretty low, but Hanata's gonna give them the space. The crit blows up the Drow. No buybacks available on her, nor the Disruptor. The G's are dropped, and Summit. They'll take game one here in our lower bracket elimination matchup.
Very clean by Summit, nicely done. Just the one or two.
Well, we've seen 3 games today so far go incredibly fast. So for Team M11, with the lineup they have, a very fast-paced roster, and they're going to go up against a bit more of a greedy roster in Summit Gaming, a tier and a Morphling. I don't know. Enough time to get the second point off with the with the brain sap there, and now bottom, Havinci. We might actually have our first blood. Arrow lands, Ashes. A little bit too late on the swashbuckle.
That like is a super threat to you, except maybe the grip. But you hopefully are playing back far enough on Rusman that he's not just going to get gripped in a position he can't be protected. So I don't see any real reason for him to spread from.
To cut off the Abaddon. They've got this set up on the Lena as well. TA's still got a little bit of duration on the haste to try and close the distance with that meld hit. Needs to be fast enough, and Rams, it doesn't even matter. Looks to stand at ground to try and find the Laguna before rotation with their smoke, but they're all the way across the map, so it's going to take quite some time. They've got the setup. If they can blow up the Mars before the use of the arena, and they will do so successfully. A big kill to be able to find. They'll turn it back around on Hated. Now, finally, the rest of M11 are going to look to get involved. The chain's locking the Mirana. The burst is showing up, thanks to Ram's Laguna Blade. But can they cut down a secondary opponent? And it looks like that's not going to be available, as actually even Ashes wants to show up to the party. Bruceman lacking a little bit of mana, and the slide dodge not on point. He'll double back to aim the Abaddon instead, as Beaver is granted the kill.
Yeah, exactly. Just mix things up a bit. Ashes going in though. He found Usagi, and he should get the defeat. Oh, the little jump. Okay, these Tumblr's toys.
Trezan might still find him though. Yep, gets the Fiend's Grip just after the arena. They're even going to commit with the Rolling Thunder here. Ashes, he actually doesn't get the correct angle in, so it's going to be a difficult kill afterwards. I don't think Ashes can stick around.
He's on Beaver though.
Nearby. They're going to look to follow up. They saw the Morphling TP out. They know the Rolling Thunder's on cooldown. There's not much Beaver can really do. He'll assassinate the Queen of Pain with the arrow flying on through the middle. Beaver's going to be cautious though with the chains up in a couple of seconds. Eva, as he can just beat on top of the tier 1 tower if they can find that. And it's going to give them a lot of control around the area.
BKB
tonight,
well.
Yep, he'll find it. Oh, on top of the backline, Yusaki blinks in straight on top as Hayden drops down the Sonic Wave. That's plenty of damage to blow up the Bane along with the Pangolier. The arrow's on point, but instantly purge off thanks to the Aphotic Shield, but now with the BKB coming into play for Morphling, so to be careful. Attribute shift too late. They'll blow up the position 1 as Beaver's still sticking around, but the BKB on cooldown. He cannot continue to man fight as M11. Did Da Vinci see the particles? I don't know. Beaver though, look at the ward on the high ground. Asher's going to utilize the freshly picked up blink. They want to target down Usagi with the setup of the arrow. Da Vinci needs to get in range, but Asher's, what a use of the Rolling Thunder through this team fight. It's stun locked the Abaddon so they can blow up the key component in their team fight. And now they're also looking for the Ember as well. Ashes, he's pushed on forward for another target, but they've got to be cautious again. Morphling almost caught out with the attribute shift lacking. They want another kill. Hunting they are. They smell blood and they want more of it and they'll get it. 5 down, a team wipe here, 22 minutes in. They can get a T2 tower and then go.
Sam's looking.
Yeah, that he is. He's going to run into him. Ashes nearby. Not really the best pairing, but you've got so long to beat him down. You get rid of the mana before the health, and that's broken unless Trezam gets involved. Sets up for the arrow once again. We put the emphasis on the Bane and the Mirana to be the X factor for them finding pickoffs this game, and it's continuing to show even in the meat game. And now Ashes as well. Another choke point is going to bounce back on the Mars. Needs to find Hovinci. There's still, is he going to be fast enough? The Aphotic Shield at least allows Usagi to lock down the arena, but there's no extra damage follow-up. But Usagi's onto the high ground. Beaver will pop the BKB, but the lockdown, something that's lacking. But simultaneously, guess what? Your high ground. That's in like the Bane or even jumping Ashes before he starts the fights. But man, it's just another pickoff. Havinci's going to try and get nearby, but it might just put himself in a compromised position.
All his mana just disappearing. Almost procs the borrowed time there, Ashes. Out of summit. But I don't know how they meant to start it. They need another random catch on Hanaton and just kill him.
They'll get a pick at least on the Mirana. CCY gone. Speed doesn't find the connection. Now Usagi's committed to the fight. Arena used defensively, but now Rams is in trouble. The BKB out to safety, but look at the damage coming from afar thanks to Beaver with the extra attack range. Gonna have to pop the BKB defensively as we see with the Aghanims completed, but the Orchid's out. Hayden is gonna look to jump in. Beaver's ever so low, a couple more right clicks, but a blink out to safety, and Beaver keeps his life, and M11 will not be as fortunate.
Should, right? You should definitely be able to be on M11's side and be like, hey, Havinci, I'm the one that's too far forward, be near me. But M11, I either struggling with that a little bit, or I honestly just want to give props to Summit Gaming.
Last-ditch attempt. Look to smoke up. Play next to the T2 tower, the Observer Ward. Asher's going to run into them. They don't have a Sentry, so they're going to see Roosman. I mean, Vinci's already used the Aphotic Shield as well, so they won't have this to purge off the stun lock. Ember's gone, no buyback available. Quap's gonna join him in the afterlife. This is a disaster of a fight for Radiant. And that might be all she wrote. An elimination match. They want to bring it to the end, and it looks like that team fight will grant us the end of our second series. It's gonna be Summit Gaming knocking out Team M11 here in...
Right.